All right, here we go. Hello, welcome to Lifestyles of the Poor and Obscure. No, I'm just kidding. It's Where I Write, sponsored by Wattpad and Hatchet Books and Periscope. And my name is Tawny Stokes. You may know me as Vivi Anna, and I'm happy to be here for Where I Write. So, hello, everybody. Hey. Don't mind me if I sound, my voice is cracking. I'm a little bit nervous. I didn't think I would be, but I kind of am, which is weird for me. But anyways, I was going to show you my entire house, but then I realized that I would actually have to clean it. So I didn't want to do that because that's way too much work. Hey, Monica, hey. So I just decided, well, I'm just going to clean actually the spot I do write in. And that took me 2 days. So you can imagine if I had to clean my house, that would have taken me, I don't know, a month maybe. And who wants to do that? I mean, I don't want to do that. Anyway, so I am going to just start here and show you some of my books. I have a pretty big bookcase, and as you know, writers, we love to read as well. So I have a lot of favorite authors here and lots of research books. So instead of looking at my lovely mug, you can look at some books. So I'm just going to turn this around. So here we go. Here's my bookshelf. I don't know, take a big wide screen of it. Yeah, so that's some of my books. I have another probably 20 shelves in another room that I'm not going to show you, but these are some of my recent books, and now I buy most of my stuff on ebooks. So I have 2 iPads that I read on. So there's thousands of books on there. So I'm just going to show you some of my research books. I love research books. Here's one of my favorites, Good Fairies, Bad Fairies by Brian Found. I absolutely love his artwork, and it totally inspired me to write my book Glimmer. I have more stuff, fairy tales, little people. I have monsterology, dragonology, dragon art. I love dragons, which you'll see. I have a lot of dragon stuff around. My Game of Thrones book, love Games of Thrones. Witches and Witchcraft, I have 2 encyclopedias of that. I have a steampunk Bible, Idiot's Guide to Kickboxing, because that's important. A Latin dictionary, monsters, encyclopedia, all kinds of stuff I got. I even got UFO abductions, because I'm writing a book about that. So those are stuff over here. If you can see that, these are books, autographed, all my autographed books from people I know, some author friends of mine, some favorite authors. So these are all my prized autographed books. I don't know if you see some, you'll see some favorite authors, I'm hoping, and Gina Showalter. There's I've got Megan Hart, Jenna Black, Ellie Banks. I've got all kinds of good stuff. So these are all buddies of mine that over the years have signed books and stuff. So there's another shelf, more books. So this is, oh, that's a book I wrote. That's my original cover. I love it. Got new covers on it now, but that was when Kensington published that book. That was my first novel ever published. So I'm pretty proud of it. I actually adore that cover. So yeah, so I have that out, you know, because I have a big ego, so I like to look at it all the time. So here's some of my favorite young adult books. I read mostly young adult now. Of course, Hunger Games. I got my, that was, Hellcat was published in 2005, 2006, I believe. Yes, 2005, 2006, I think. I think it was 2006. I got the contract in 2005, and the book came out in 2006. So quite 9 years ago. So that was my first published book with Kensington Books. Here's some more young adult books that I love, and there's a dragon, which I love, and there's some more, and it calls John Green, and Scott Westerfeld, and up here's some more books. Oh, got some Scott Pilgrim, love Scott Pilgrim. Oh yeah, Shiver, good book. Love that book. There's some more, some older books that I love. Over there is my Stephen King section. I used to read him. I think I started reading Stephen King when I was 12, so that probably says a lot about me. Game of Thrones, of course. And then, oh, in this picture, I'm inspired by art often. I saw this print at Odafest, which was here in which is every year is in Calgary, down at University of Calgary. So it's a celebration of Japanese art and anime. So there was a lovely artist selling these prints, and I just loved it. I was just like, oh my god, that is just perfect, and it's inspired me to write this new book series that I am slowly working on. But that, and there's actually another one here. See my wall. So they kind of go together. So that's a character that I'm going to put in my book. And so up here is another dragon, and all the books I've written. So these are all the books I've written. Just scope around here. So obviously there's more than one copy of books, but I've written over 46 books. Most of these are my Harlequin, when I wrote for Harlequin books, and the Nocturne line was the paranormal line. So I have a series. Thank you. I love you guys. I have a series called the Valorian Chronicles through through Harlequin, and I love it. I love the series so much, and it was a lot of fun to write. So that was my first book. I don't know where it is. It's hiding in there. My first book from Harlequin, called Blood Secrets. I might not have any more copies, but that was published in 2006 as well. And these are an anthology from Avon that I published, the blue one. So some names in there. Sylvia Day. Some of you might recognize her name. We started around the same time, so Sylvia's been a friend for probably a good 10 years. So those are all my books that I've written, and hopefully that'll be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes by. Alright, so that's my bookshelf. Some of my books. Over here is my thinking chair with my Game of Thrones blanket, which right now obviously it's so hot here that I don't use it, but this is where I think and plot on paper. I do plot a lot of times on paper. It just comes out differently, or it comes out better. I think it flows better when I have a pen and paper. So this is where I will do that, is sit here and just, think. I'll read here. This also, and then if I'm procrastinating, I'll sit and watch Netflix, like go on, a whole season for 5 hours. So over here is where the magic happens, or at least I think it's magical. Who knows? It might not be. So there's the computer. I work on PC. I know a lot of my author friends use a laptop, but I can't seem, and I know a lot of people use a laptop so they can take it with them, but I'm not I need to be in a closed-in space, a quiet dark kind of place to write. I can't write in a bookstore or in a coffee shop, or I can't even write really when I'm like outside. So I'm in here, and this is where I write. So these are all my notebooks. So I don't know, there's probably 12, and I imagine they're probably all full. Just still have one because okay, so I plot a lot by hand, but I've been told that no one can read my writing. And I actually, oh my God, do you? Yes, let's look at him. There he is. Daryl. Yes, he helps me out a lot. He says things to me, so I won't tell you what he says to me because it's secret. But yeah, so here's one of my notebooks. So this is actually notebook of Static, which is on Wattpad. You can go on Wattpad and read the whole book on there. I think it's got over 2 million views now, which is so humbling and so awesome. I love my Wattpad readers. They're so amazing. So I don't know if you can see this, but there's my handwriting, and I can't even read it sometimes. It's so hard to read, but it just, when I'm writing, it's just this heavy stream of consciousness that I can't stop to print nicely. So that's what all these notebooks are full of. Notes like that. Over here's some Walking Dead zombies. So I had those for my Michonne cosplay. Yeah, so I got those guys. I got little chains on them so I could hang them from my belt. So here's some more research book. And a lot of these are screenwriting books. I also screenwrite. So hi. So those are. So I started screenwriting before I ever wrote books. So I started screenwriting back in 2001, 2002, and had meetings, got scripts read. It was just so disheartening that then I started to write books instead, and thought, well, maybe I'll do that instead. And it's worked out well for me. So, but now I've gone back into. Yes, I have. I'll show you my picture. I did get to meet him. So yeah, we'll move on. One of my prized possessions is, yes, Norman Reedus. Super, super nice guy. And I cried. Like, I don't know if you see in my picture, but that is I'm holding in my cry face. Because I wanted to bawl. He was just so, I don't know, he was absolutely stunning up front. Yeah, yeah. I think after that picture, I think he said he liked my shirt. He's like, oh, I love your shirt. And then I was like, I wanted to say, oh my God, I love your face, but I didn't. I think I just grunted. And then after the picture, I walked out and I burst into tears. I was just like, oh, crying in the corner. It was hilarious. I was like, oh my God. And I never thought it would be that way. Like, ever with a celebrity, but he was quite breathtaking. It was really weird. But, yeah, so that's one of my prized possessions, my Norman picture. I also have another, here's, I don't know, glare, but Misha Collins. My friend Megan Hart got that for me. She was at a Supernatural conference. So it says, Vivi. He says, we missed you. And I just love it. He was so much fun, I guess, with Megan. He was like, yeah, let's totally, do this picture for me. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Up there's just some pictures. Another dragon. This mug that says, I like big books and I cannot lie. It was a gift from a friend, Lauren. Here's some more. These are my little muses. So I love dragons. I love fairies. And so there's my little fairy and my dragons. This is a little chest that opens. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. There's my little wishing pot. So I put in wishes. So every time I have a new wish, I put in my wishing pot. It has some healing stones in it. And how did I get in contact with editors and publishers? That's a good question. I'll just answer it in a second. So here's an art piece my daughter Shayla did. She's quite the artist. I'll show you another. Actually, there's another piece over here. I just want to quickly show you because her art does inspire me. Here's a piece that she did that I absolutely love. It's huge. It's not on my wall yet, but I wish I could show you how big it is. But it's pretty big. But it's just wonderful, and she inspires me to do better. And I think she got all the artist genes. She can write, she draws, she dances. It's crazy. Yeah, and then I think every writer needs one of these. Here's my little kitty, little boo kitty. She's not very happy right now. She's ignoring me. But usually she's pretty helpful. So back over here. So here's some more research books and books that I use all the time. So I have the Oxford American Writers Thesaurus. Absolutely love it. And then this book here, Building Believable Characters, is my most absolutely favorite writing book ever. I'm all about character. So I think before I start writing, I will do like days and days and days of character development. So that has stuff like, like a whole interview, like negative traits, like everything about them, like quirks, what do they have for breakfast, stuff like that you're probably never going to use, but it just helps you really realize what your characters are like. And of course, the Emotion Thesaurus, and I know a few people have mentioned this book in their broadcasts. So the Emotion Thesaurus, highly recommend this book too. I think Angela and Becca have a bunch of other books as well out, so I do recommend them. And of course, my bobblehead Daryl is my healing crystal. And paper. Over here, I'm not bossy, I just have better ideas. Someone bought that for me. I'm not really sure why. I'm not that bossy. And then my computer. There's my external drive. I highly recommend people have an external drive or somewhere else that they're backing up their work, not just on their computer. So, as it was, I don't know what year it was, 2008, I was writing a book for Harlequin, and yes, Carpe Diem, and my computer crashed, and I lost the entire book. Like, the entire book. I was almost done, so I had to start over. I had nothing. I had some notes and stuff like that, but I had nothing, so I had to start over and rewrite the entire book. And that was a big lesson, so now I try and back up in a million different places. And speaking of that book, I'll just show you. This is my little ego place here. This is my Romantic Times Book Reviews Magazine Reviewer's Choice Award. So that book that I lost and had to rewrite, I actually won this award for. So rewriting it probably made it a better book. So who knows? So, but don't do that. If you want to make a better book, don't do that. Yes, I have my little Carpe Diem rock. Little rock buddy. I like to, when I'm writing, I like to play with them, and I'll rub them just to help. There's my other rock. Greatness lies within everyone. I totally believe that. And so when I was cleaning up, I came across some cool stuff. I came across some scripts that I hadn't seen since like 2002. So that tells you how long it's been since I've cleaned my area, which is kind of embarrassing to say, but that's just how it is. That's how writers are sometimes. We just get lost in our work and we just forget about everything else. So that is where, I also have more research books. Lots of mythology. I'm a big reader of mythology, symbolism, myths, tarot, the occult. I've got more stuff over here. These are all crime. So I used all these to write my Lauren Chronicles for Harlequin because they were a CSI type based story. So CSI with vampires and werewolves and stuff. And that is it. So, flip around. I know someone had a question about how to get a hold of editors and publishers. So not all publishers accept unagented queries. Some do. So the internet obviously is your best friend. Usually they have, what I did at the beginning was when I first started to write and to find out what publishers doing, I would find my favorite books that I was reading and I'd find out who published them, and then I would look up the publisher and find out, their address and stuff, and if they were, if they were open to unagented submissions. If they're not, then the other thing to do is, thank you. It was supposed to be really, really purple, but now it's just like this. I figure I got like this silver fox thing going on right now. So I think I gotta do it again. Like it was supposed to be like this purple, but oh well. But thank you. What was I saying? Right. So another thing to do is get an agent. So agentquery.com is a good way to get an agent. They will tell you how to submit to them, and then see if you can get an agent that way. If not, there's quite a few publishers that take an agent. Spencer Hill Press. It depends on what you're writing. If you're writing young adult, Spencer Hill Press. Another good way to get your work out there is Wattpad. I highly recommend Wattpad. Get your work out and get people to read it and love it, and you never know what can happen from there. There's been some, success stories through there, so that's awesome. Anybody else have any questions? Yep. Anybody? No more questions? My account name on Wattpad is Tawny Stokes. So TAWNYSTOKES. Yeah, so come find me there. Static is up there, the full thing of Static, so please come give that a read. I have another book up there, Demons of the Rich and Famous. The full book is up there as well. So those are both my young adult books up there. Thank you. It's not as good as yours. Not as good as yours, Leah. I love it. So if no one else has any questions, I guess I will be done. So thanks for tuning in. If find me on Wattpad, find me on Twitter. On Twitter, I am Vivi_Tawny. I'm on Facebook. If anybody is still on Facebook, I don't know if anybody's on Facebook anymore, but I'm there as well. Come, say hello. If you have questions about anything, publishing, screenwriting, I'll answer them. I like to talk, as you can tell. So, anybody else any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. It's been great, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. You're welcome.